Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a 2,500 point game of my Goblins against some Warriors of Chaos, but I think a more accurate name for this would be Greenskin Fever, because really that's what happened to me. I was looking at all the spiders that I had on the sprue and stuff, spider riders, put them together and saw, oh my god, I could do a horde. And if you're going to do a horde of spiders, you might as well add a special character that whatever gobspit guy. So do that, and hey, why don't I throw together my gigantic spider character? Hey, if I'm going to do this, why don't I make an entire goblin list with tons of crazy things I've never used before? And yeah, so this is going to be kind of a for fun list, like an all goblin list, but yeah, maybe it might surprise me. So the mission we got was this meeting engagement, and right away things were looking interesting. For him, when he rolled his reserves, only his Marauder Horde got forced in, and for me, every single one of my little tiny units of goblins that could act like bunkers all went into reserve, and my level 4 went into reserve as well. So with that, and of course my big spider horde is in ambush along with the special character, I didn't have much to start. So looking at this here, I got my two hordes of 100 night goblins, no big bosses in there, but I got a goblin war boss in the right unit along with the BSB. Then I have another goblin war boss on a gigantic spider, two bolt or spear chuckas behind the woods, and then some wolves on the top right that had, vanguarded up to that position, who are supposed to be a bunker for my level 4 goblin on wolf that I converted. But yeah, so much for that idea. Anyway, look at my opponent's army. It's spread all the way down, so I'm going to have to do another picture for it. But going from right to left this time, he has some hounds. That's a war altar. Then he has a unit of 15 warriors in there, and I think, yeah, that's one has this level 4 fire sorceress in there that also has the book to get a 5th spell. Another unit of 15 warriors, and there's a BSB in there. Then he has a unit of 10 chosen, another 15 warriors. And then on this side of the board, he has another war altar, a unit of 6 chaos ogres with great weapons, and more hounds on the far side. And so basically, I am totally outmatched. I'm going to need my reserves to come in right away. And so my tactics going into this was going to be just to try and hold off on the one side there. One thing I can do is when he comes in, I have 2 units in reserve that are 20 Night Goblin archers with a Fanatic, so they can just send a Fanatic right into them. I have a unit of 20 Goblins with shields with 3 Skulkers in there, so maybe they can go for a character assassination. But really, I'm just trying to hold out until that big spider horde can get into position and then hopefully pull something off. So he had deployed first, and I didn't steal the initiative, so he went first. Pretty simple stuff, he just moved up all along the way there, trying to surround me. And he was using his wolves there to try and bait out my spider, I guess. I guess he's worried about me using it to support my units. And otherwise, he's just boosting up his warrior units, but it's nothing too scary so far. In magic phase, he does some magic missiles to my goblins and kills, a good number of them. I think 15 in total. But, that's a big unit, so the losses aren't too important. Alright, so on my turn, I charge in my horde here, looking to try and hopefully beat these guys and, have one Chaos Warrior unit down and then deal with the other. That might have been some high hopes, but I did have a little surprise here. He had to issue a challenge with his BSB. I took with my Goblin War Boss, who has my usual combination of the Sword of Bloodshed plus a Potion of Strength. So boom, I kill his BSB in a challenge, which was awesome, but in the end, he just did way too much damage to me. I was really missing those extra big bosses with great weapons, and then he actually in this unit had a banner and it gave him +1 combat resolution, and so he won combat, but I held. Now, otherwise, you can see my gigantic spider went and beat up the dogs, unfortunately took a wound, and overrun into the War Shrine. However, this is my second surprise, because that Goblin War Boss has the Battle Axe of the Last Wa, like I said, this is just supposed to be like a crazy fun list, and so usually that toughness 6 on the War Altar is going to be a big problem, but with me getting an extra D6 strength, I'll be able to get past that. The only thing that's going to be equaling that fight out is the fact that that War Altar is one of Tzinch, so it has a 3+ ward save. Animosity was a real bastard to me this turn. My wolves on the far right couldn't do anything, so they were stuck. And then the unit on the left that was actually going to kind of hold back surged forward, so ran up 5, moved back 2, and it's just, yeah, it's getting interesting already. On this side of the board, I brought both of my goblin units in. They, both of them released fanatics that luckily both went far enough into the ogres, killing 4 of them, which was awesome. Then the one on the right went into the building. They all shot at the warhounds, killing all but 4. They passed their leadership. And my little shaman's there too, just there to try and do some spells. I didn't get anything off this turn. And either wasn't in picture, but my regular goblin unit is on the far right. I'm a little bit worried because he hasn't brought in his marauder horde yet, and I'm really not knowing when he's going to be putting that. Alright, so his turn 2, and it gets even more interesting. The way that he did finally bring in that marauder horde surprised me, because instead of dedicating it to the main combat, he brought it over here, and the way it is positioned, there's no way my wolf riders are going to be able to escape now. I just can't get far enough. So they're pretty much dead, and then after they can come back. The way that was situated, his one, what do you call it? The other unit of warriors hit my flank. The sorceress had to issue a challenge, and so I took it with my BSB, thinking that that'd be a good matchup for me, just to try and keep me alive. But it didn't work out. I got killed right off, so now both of our BSBs are dead. I lost combat, obviously, but held. The spider beat the war altar there, our war shrine, just because I had charged. We hadn't done any damage to each other, but it held. And then the chosen charged in. The warriors tried, but they failed their charge. And man, I mean, they're just slaughtering me. They had an extra attack from the war shrine, and I think I just killed one guy back. Again, just wishing I had those big bosses in my list. And over on this side, this worked out fantastic. The wolves there charged the building, killed 1. I killed 3 back and 1. And so now it's going to be easy to finish them off, get the points. And the ogres have turned around to face my building too. But, I mean, now with all this shooting, hopefully next turn I can just kill another one, and then, one charging me isn't that big of a deal. Alright, now here's my turn 2, and this is something I was really looking forward to. The whole reason why I have that goblin shaman on a wolf is because I learned from doing the night goblin one in my bunker that the big vortex spell is pretty much useless. So now that he's mobile, he's able to get it off with irresistible force, and sent it right through all the warriors, all the chosen, and then it just kind of touched a few of my guys before it popped on the other side. I think that's how vortexes work. This is the first time I've cast one myself. Anyway, it did not work as well as I'd hoped. Of course, I got to pick which type of stat was being tested, but between strength, toughness, and initiative, Warriors of Chaos are good at all of them. So I went for strength, killed 2 from one unit, 2 from the other, and then 11 of my own night goblins. So not exactly devastating to him. And looking from this picture, you can see I was met with even more bad luck. So let's go with the good stuff. My spiders came in and went behind, thinking, oh boy, now I get to set up a flank. If I just hold up long enough, I can charge in and do a bunch of damage with that devastating charge. Well, unfortunately, we did the bottom fight first. I did a couple of wounds to him, which I thought was okay, but then I failed my steadfast and got run down. Okay. That actually solved the problem at the top, because I was really worried that now if the sorceress issued the challenge, my goblin war boss would move up to fight her and would be out of range of the bottom one. Well, that's no big deal now. Went up, did that challenge. I did 1 wound to the sorceress. She did 1 back, and then of course I failed my steadfast again and got ran down. So now I'm down 2 units and my general. The resulting loss in the bottom had panicked the regular goblins, so they fled. The skulkers automatically die. Top right, I had failed my test to march those wolves, so I mean they shot and killed 4 guys, but they're just ready to die. And the spider and the war shrine are just still fighting it out. But I mean, that one other unit was able to combat reform to face my spider, so not loving this turn whatsoever. And then, just to kind of add insult to injury, on this side, the one left unit had failed animosity, pick a fight with the other Night Goblin archers in the tower, killing, a sum from both units, and yeah, so they didn't get to do anything. They just sat there, and no shots went off. So it's just, oh, come on, guys, what a turn from hell. So then on his turn 3, things just kind of got progressively worse. Of course, he went and killed off the wolves on the right side. His war shrine was able to kill my spider in combat. The whole time I just could not do a wound to him, no matter what I rolled. He just made every single 3+ ward. And then, interestingly, he didn't charge me. He wasn't used to that special character and was worried that, he'd be able to kill the sorceress. So what he did instead was moved her out to the side, did the fire vortex, which went down my lines, killing 15 of them and panicking them and sending them back. And it's just, come on. And then over here, the ogres had charged in, beat this unit, sent them running out. That panicked the other unit that was standing there to run off the board. And just to jump ahead to my next turn, these archers here keep on running. The spiders keep on running, run over the shaman, panic the shaman, and we say, yeah, let's just call it. So victory to the Warriors of Chaos. In a way, it wasn't too bad of a game. Sure, everything just kind of fell apart. Failing those 2 steadfast and those animosities were just killer. But hey, it was still a really neat game. It was great to at least have tried to do that spider horde. I mean, just seeing the spider horde was fun enough. Making the surprise with the one goblin war boss, which killed his BSB. All of a sudden, surprising him with the goblin war boss and the gigantic spider with the battle axe of the last Wa. Just crazy stuff like that. And or even my Night Goblin archers popping out and sending the fanatics through his line, right? It's little stuff like that that greenskin players just love about the army, right? There's so many wacky things you can do, and even though they might be not the tactically best thing you can do, they're still solid, and as long as you don't have copious amounts of bad luck, can actually be semi-competitive. As you can see here, I also picked up a Ragnarok spider, and yeah, another thing where I don't think it's tactically very good, but as a greenskin player, I just gotta have fun and try out something crazy. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this spider will be coming out soon.